Have you ever felt driven to succeed, but you never talk about it? No goals posted online. No milestones announced. Just quiet, steady effort that nobody sees. If that sounds familiar, you might have something psychologists rarely put a name to. Something we'll call silent ambition. Most people think ambition looks loud. Big declarations. Constant hustle talk. Visible proof of progress. But there's a smaller group of people whose drive works completely differently, and it's often mistaken for a lack of motivation entirely. The first sign is that you set goals you never announce. Research on goal psychology has found that when people talk about their intentions publicly, they sometimes get a premature sense of accomplishment, almost as if the identity boost from the announcement replaces some of the actual motivation to follow through. People with silent ambition tend to avoid that trap instinctively. They keep their goals private, not out of secrecy, but because the goal feels more real when it isn't being performed for anyone else. The second sign is that recognition makes you uncomfortable rather than energized. When most driven people hit a milestone, they want it seen. But if you've ever downplayed an achievement, changed the subject, or felt oddly exposed after being praised, that's not humility for its own sake. Psychologists studying intrinsic motivation note that some people are primarily rewarded by internal markers of progress, not external validation. The praise doesn't fuel them. It almost interrupts the private relationship they have with their own growth. The third sign is that you're constantly improving something nobody asked you to improve. A skill, a habit, a piece of knowledge, refined quietly in the background of an ordinary life. This kind of self-directed refinement is linked to what's sometimes called mastery orientation, a mindset where the process itself is the reward, not the applause at the end of it. The fourth sign is that you compare yourself to who you were, not to other people. Loud ambition often thrives on competition, watching others, measuring against them. Silent ambition tends to run on a different internal clock entirely. Progress is measured privately, against a version of yourself from 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. That comparison rarely leaves the inside of your own head. The fifth sign is that you feel a quiet unease when you're not working towards something. Not stress exactly, more like a background hum. Some psychologists connect this to what's known as a strong achievement drive, an internal need for growth that operates independently of outside pressure or deadlines. It doesn't need an audience to stay switched on. It runs whether anyone is watching or not. The sixth and final sign is that you find it hard to explain your ambition to people who ask about it. Because it isn't tied to a single visible goal, like a promotion or a title, it can feel abstract even to you. It's less about arriving somewhere and more about who you're quietly becoming along the way. That's often why people with this trait struggle to answer the question, so what are you working toward? The honest answer is usually just myself. If several of these sound like you, it doesn't mean you lack drive. It means your drive was never built to be seen. It was built to be felt, privately, consistently, over time. And in a world that rewards loud declarations and visible milestones, that kind of quiet persistence is easy to overlook, even by the person carrying it. But quiet doesn't mean weak. In many cases, it means the opposite. The people who keep showing up without needing anyone to notice are often the ones who go the furthest, simply because their motivation was never dependent on an audience in the first place. So the next time you catch yourself quietly working on something nobody else knows about, don't mistake the silence for a lack of ambition. It might be the clearest sign that your ambition is real. If this gave you a new way to see yourself, thank you for watching all the way to the end. And if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. There's more coming.